Yo guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be solving the Leetcode problem. Find minimum operations to make all elements divisible by 3. Now let's go. Let's see. You are given an integer array nums. In one operation, you can add or subtract 1 from any element of nums, and you're going to return the minimum number of operations to make all the elements of nums divisible by 3. For example, over here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are allowed to do add 1 or subtract 1 from any element of nums. So you can see over here, what I try to do over here is I take 1, I try to subtract it, and it becomes 0 and it's completely divisible by 3. Now I can also add 1 to 2, making it 3. And I can also subtract 1 from 4, making it divisible by 3. Okay? Now the thing over here is, let's take any number. Now whatever number you take, even when you add it by 1 or you subtract it by 1, you can make it divisible by 3. For example, let's take a number here, 3, 3, 2, and 2. Now if you try to subtract it by 1, you can pretty much make it divisible by 3. Now, any number you take, that's the entire logic. So you can either make it divisible by 3, either by adding it or subtracting it. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's take a very simple example like a 10. If you subtract it by 1, you'll be getting 9. That means you can simply just make any number divisible by 3 by doing this. Why is it so, and what's the reason? If you take a look at this very quickly, 3, 4, and then you got 5, and then you got a 6 over here. And you can see that the number that is before this number is also divisible by 3, and you can see this number is also not divisible by 3, and if you look at the after number, it's actually divisible by 3. Let's take a quick example of 0, 1, 2, and 3, and you can see over here, like, I take this number and this number is not divisible by 3. Let's have a look at before number, and it's actually divisible by 3. You just need to do -1 over here. And over here to the next number, you see that is divisible by 3 because I do a +1 over here. And you can see that whatever you try to do, you just add the number. Okay? And now let me take another example over here. Let me take 9, 9, 7, 9, 9, 8. And then let me go with 9, 9, 9. And the before number over here is 9, 9, 6 over here, and let me go with 1,000 over here. All right, so let me pick up this number over here. Now is it divisible by 3? Nope. Now if I do -1, it will be divisible by 3, and if I take this number over here, 998. Now this is also not divisible by 3. I simply add 1. This number will be divisible by 3. Now if I go take this number 1000, it's not divisible by 3. So I simply go back and do a -1, and you can pretty much see that is divisible by 3. That's all you need to know. Now what is the code? Is it going to be really hard? No, it's actually not. Let me show you what you need to do. So you need to check if it's already divisible by 3. Okay, so you check if it's divisible by 3. You don't need to perform any operations. You do not need to add it by 1 or subtract it by 1. So I'm going to keep a variable called count to see how many operations I actually need, and then I'm going to go through each number in this array. Okay, see, that's what they're giving you over here. Now I'm going to check if it's actually divisible by 3 or not. Now you do want to increase your operations of performing on that specific number if it's not divisible by 3, and simply go and increment the count, and then you do not need to do anything if it's divisible by 3. Remember that, by the way. You do not need to add one number, and you do not need to subtract that number by 1, and then you simply return the C value.